Yeah. So what? It's your boy, Bitz and Bobz. Yes, people. Monday evening. You know what the score is. Myself and LFC Sonny back at it again on Popular Opinions. Sonny, how you doing, bro?
You know what? I've been saying this every week. The weather's good. I'm good. It's one of those things. If the weather's good, it's very rare that I'm having a bad day. So
Happy. Bro, it was a great weekend. Sunshine. I was doing the garden.
I speak for
Some
yourself about a great
barbecues.
weekend, yeah. And
Yeah,
what
oh,
sort of
bro, it was
weekend?
vibes, bro.
Normal football?
Yeah.
It's a
I did.
football
Do you know
weekend, right?
what?
It's all right.
I'm not gonna lie. I was supposed to go on a stream as well, and I was so ill on the Sunday, and then I ended up being sick. I had to say to the guy, so big up to Mark and all for United. I do apologise, but your mate Carfick, he's an idiot. Tried to give me attitude on something in a group chat. Don't know why, but he was being very, very silly. But yeah. Anyway, the weekend events. Big up Doug. Douglas is a fellow Liverpool fan. Look out for a video with me and him this week. Sonny,
Pain.
the cup final, the League Cup final, the first major trophy you can win within the English League, and fulfilling that fixture was Tottenham Hotspurs and Manchester City. Now, did you watch the game, Sonny?
I seen most parts of it to know what went on. I'll say
Okay,
that.
so I mean, in your words, what went on?
I don't know if it's whether Ryan Mason is just so unintelligent with like what a manager needs, but the way they approach that game, and you're never gonna win it. It's just about City aren't gonna batter you. It was always City will beat you by penalty, but they might not batter you. But they're always gonna they'll score a late goal, and that's what they've done. So you might as well have got battered. To be honest, you might as well just felt the pain in the first 10 minutes, but instead it was in the last 10 minutes.
Yep. So the last 10 minutes, obviously, we saw what happened. Laporte scored. Go on, my son. Man City won 1-0. But before we talk about the scoreline, I want to talk about the performance. Now, the performance, okay. Was it a Jose Mourinho kind of performance, or was it just a normal Spurs performance?
Well, I wouldn't expect any different with Jose there. I didn't even expect Jose to win this because I think this whole statistic thing where Jose is like this, oh, but he's Jose, so he's going to win the cup final. It doesn't work like that with Spurs, man. I don't know how much telling those people need, but it wouldn't have been any different with Jose. I just think Ryan Mason obviously doesn't help, does he?
But listen, all right, listen, Abdallah, big up to you, man. Hi, Bobz and Son, hope you're well. 4 in a row. League Cup record break. Come on, Liverpool on the weekend to crown as champion. Oi. Abdallah, respect yourself, bro. Congrats on the trophy, but yeah, respect yourself. I think personally, yeah, Jose would have done a bit better. When I say a bit better, I mean they would have been a bit of more stifling. They would have been a bit more not hesitant to go forward, but they probably would have been a bit hesitant to do anything in general. However, that being said, you've got a chance with Jose in a one-off game against Pep, against anyone.
Nah, I ain't having this. I ain't having this. This is what I'm talking. He's not that, man. He's not that person anymore.
In a cup final, Sonny.
No, I don't think he is.
Cup final, Sonny. He would have had them the week prior, getting ready mentally, letting them know. Okay.
Nah, they were doing that anyway. Come on now. They were doing that anyway. They were doing that anyway. They weren't even thinking about that Southampton game. They were thinking of the Wembley game, which they lost. So there's no difference.
So, Sonny, I can't agree with you. They weren't thinking about it. The way they prepped for the game would have been completely Mason. What's his second name? What's his name?
Ryan Mason.
Ryan Mason. That's it. Ryan Mason. Your cup final in this generation, you get rid of Jose, and you give Ryan Mason a job, saying, "Go on, lad, take us to the Holy Land." Like, there's so many things wrong with that. And you know what? It's unpopular opinion, but Ryan Mason's not going to do anything in football. Not just yet. Yet. Nagelsmann's not coming. He's going to Bayern Munich. There you go. They're doing it again, snapping up the best talents in that league. Yeah, but back to the game. He's late, but here he is anyway. Big up Prime. Hey. Prime. What are we saying, bro? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. What up, boys?
Good.
We're good. So Prime, we're just talking about Jose. Big up Lamb's reacts in the building. Who have Chelsea got? Come on, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So I beg your pardon, I've lost my thought here. Sonny is saying, Prime, that even with Jose at the helm, they would have still lost.
In the exact same fashion as well, by the way. Like that exact fashion.
What?
That was literally Jose
Yeah.
might as well have been in charge.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way they lost yesterday, it seems like Spurs fans didn't really react to it.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was Mourinho, they would have gone mad and ballistic. And look, sacking Mourinho was the right thing to do. But
Yeah, we're
doing
not
it
saying that,
doing it a week before a final doesn't make sense. You might as well have just kept him there.
No, but I don't know if it's the right thing to do, because why even sack someone when even if they're not in a cup final, like when you're this close to the end of the season, they're not getting top four. I'm sorry, they can think they can. They're not. They need to be realistic. And even a week before a cup final, I just think unless he's fully lost the dressing room, like unless he's swinging arms with the players in that dressing room, then I don't think there's a reason to sack him.
He didn't lose everyone.
I don't think he lose. Yeah, because we saw the people that put up the social media.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And stuff, yeah. However, yeah, I'm going with this. I was just watching three midfield, big up to Kojo and Cahill, and they're the Tottenham fans saying that I'm glad we sacked him because if he had won that trophy, we'd have had to pay $6 million more. And I'm thinking, so you're choosing money over trophies? Is that what us fans are bragging about now? All jokes aside, Levy chose money over the trophies, 100%. But I think there's a bigger problem here, right? The big problem for me is that why did you hire him in the first place?
They hired him in order. Listen, fans, right? We like to say that we have control or say in football, but then we say that our boards are bad, but we don't really do anything until something drastic happens. So, like this Super League, for example.
Which we, I ain't going to complain about my fans, but Liverpool fans still won't do nothing about this.
I know, but as fans, I do think we have a say in what happens. For example, with Chelsea, the whole Lampard thing, the reason why he stayed for as long as he did was because of the fans that loved him for sentiment.
No, it wasn't Prime. No, it wasn't.
Hold on. With for example, I know Sarri was approached by Juve, but him leaving, a part of it was because of the abuse the fans were giving him. Poch, the reason why he stayed in the job for as long as he did near the end, because it got really, really bad, was because the fans were loving him and backing him. Arteta, when he went through that bad run for 2 months, because the fans were still backing him, they didn't sack him.
I don't think it's that.
Fans do play a part. I'm hearing Spurs fans saying, I don't care about the Carabao Cup. I'm not selling my soul for the trophy. The cup final doesn't matter. And then they lose with, by the way, a manager they wanted out, and I see their players crying. I see Son crying because
they know. Why are they crying though? Sorry to cut you off, right? But why are they crying? Because the reason they know they're crying, they're never going to get another chance like that again. And it's not even trolling. Look, I've got Tottenham friends, Patrick, Ryan, listen, Mel from Sabias, I was talking to her today. Flipping Tans, okay? Shout out to Ethan and everything. I wasn't trolling. I was being serious because, yes, you've played rubbish football, whatever. We know Jose, but this is what I'm trying to explain, right? It's like if you're talking about boys and girls, right? If the man them are telling you, bro, she's toxic, she's a psychopath, or she's this, and then you then go out with her, and then you come back to the man them and say, bro, she's a psychopath, she's toxic, we can't feel sorry for you. And vice versa. If the girls are saying, don't go with this guy because he's a toxic psychopath, and then you fail to ignore that and still go out with a guy, and then you come back to your friends, we can't feel sorry for you. At the end of the day, right?
Can I go back to that bit? Sorry, go on.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying, the reason they went for Jose, and Man United done the same. Let me go live with this. When Pep went to City and done what they were doing, winning the trophies, we got Jose because we know it was going to be a quick fix and we got to get trophies and get back in the Champions League, which he'd done. We didn't like the football, but we knew what the end result was going to be. Now with Spurs, and I say this very respectively, the League Cup is a major trophy, and in your case, massive. to win, to even say you've won a trophy in this generation. Now, okay, prior to that, um, Jose hasn't been the best. I get that, but on a one-off game, surely you'd rather have him in your corner.
But even forget that. Spurs fans say that they're a big club or that Levy perceives them to be a big club. No big club sacks a manager before a cup final. Look, I'll bring it back to Chelsea. Lampard, people know I didn't want him from the get-go.
Yeah.
But as bad as he is, if he was sacked a week before the FA Cup final, I'd be angry with that. What if you're gonna sack him? Why not sack him 2-3 weeks before or a month before? Give the new guy coming in, even if it is an interim, give him some time to work with the players and devise some sort of a plan going into the final. Don't bottleneck him because even if you're saying Mourinho's going to lose anyway, so why bring in a 29-year-old manager to lose as well in that fashion?
Listen, and they shake. Look, low key though, Sonny kind of looks like Ryan Mason's little bra. To be fair, anyway.
I look like everyone to you, man. Be quiet.
But Sonny,
we're saying about different people.
In you come though, Sonny. But come on, man. Like, I don't want to say it's not fair, but I do say justice for Jose because when Laporte scored and they won, I actually thought, well, that's what you get. Because okay, Jose would have done something different, but they would have, for that 90 minutes, he could have been like, look, 90 minutes away from silverware. This is the closest you will ever get in your career winning trophies in England. Do you know? Sonny, you come in, man. Sorry, I was about to sneeze there. Apologies.
No, but I'm still linking in. But with that Son thing, when he was crying, yeah, look, you can cry, like, that's cool. Like, but the thing is with me, like, what does that show us, like, that Tottenham mentality? Because you should be taught away, like, if you lose the cup final, don't cry about it. Like, think about the next one that you should work hard to get to. Because for Son crying, yeah, I can't have it because he didn't even play good. He hasn't even been good recently. Like, for me, he's been shit for, like, a couple of months. So for him to cry in the cup final, if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be like, cry all you want, man. You've been shit.
What's wrong with him crying? I've seen...
No. It's not that crying.
Crying cup finals, losing.
No, Primate. It's not even that. It's that he's crying when he's had a bad game, and you can tell the way he's crying. It's not like a sort of, this was a massive opportunity. He was crying like, this is it, man. Like, there's no coming back from this. There's a Tottenham mentality that all makes sense.
Well, he's also crying. Listen, what question you asked me, Sonny? Would Jose have won that final? I think he would have. He would have put up a better fight.
There would have been a better fight.
Look, the first half, the way Spurs sat back, Mourinho would have done that as well. But the fact that Laporte was on a yellow card and they didn't come in second half and target, I put out on Twitter at half.
Oh my goodness! Yes,
Laporte has been bad. He should be targeted. Second half, City didn't take their chances in the first half. This could cost them. The fact that no one, Kane or Son or Bale, when he came on, no one targeted Laporte, that Mourinho would have done that. Whether or not they would have won anyway is different. But the fact that they didn't at least try and target weaknesses in that City team. And City were not amazing, by the way. They had chances in the first half, but they weren't amazing.
100%. Prime, let me just pause you on that because I said to Sonny, I'm trying to read more of the comments and engage with the guys. Prime Spurs fans are used to losing. It's the history. And do you know what? I don't even think that's trolling anymore because it's facts, unfortunately for them. Not only unpopular, but incredibly wrong. Okay, I see D'Angelo and Kane. D'Angelo are going back and forth with Jacob. Love to see it, guys, as long as it's kept respectful. We'll have a debate on unpopular opinion. Kane is world class. Yeah, Kane is clearly world class. I respect that, yeah. YG Jez is saying Levy sacked Jose because he would have won it. He would have had to pay him off. I think that's
not.
Sad,
but again,
isn't it?
If that is true, like for example, the whole Super League thing, right? And then the next day, Mourinho's sacked. Whether he walked because of the Super League or because of results, whatever. The fact that he was sacked and Spurs fans were automatically happy. They forgot all the injustice with the Super League and our clubs don't care about us. They forgot about all of that because Mourinho was sacked. Everyone forgot that a week before a cup final, you sack your manager. That a big Man United would never do that. Liverpool would never do that. Arsenal get to the Europa League final, as much as I don't rate Arteta, they should not sack him before the final. No big club
but Prime,
does
yeah.
that.
So to counter that, yeah, what if this is the situation? Because for me, I can't really think of anything else. If the players went to the board or whoever and said, we can't be asked to get up for this final because of Jose. I remember Tottenham are giving everything for a trophy. So if that was like a risk they took, then it still wouldn't make like great sense. But you could kind of, you know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's a cup final. If the player, if a fan, if you're you're a Liverpool fan. If Henderson, Salah, Van Dijk, if they're coming to your board or your owners and saying that we're not playing for Klopp, we want him gone, we're not going to play for this FA Cup final or whatever.
Yeah.
Should you as a fan, is that not embarrassing?
For what like sort of
if the players are going to the board and saying that we're not going to play for him in a cup final,
of course.
Forget how Mourinho is toxic, he should go, but it's a final. He can get back after the final.
It is embarrassing, but remember Tottenham are like giving everything for that one trophy, and if it means that if they sack the manager,
but they didn't anyway. It would have made more sense if they fought and died on that pitch. But they didn't.
And do you know what? Do you know what was weird and annoying? Actually, well, not weird. It was just annoying. Any game City play, City are going to dominate regardless. We get that, right? But Prime makes a good point. Laporte should have been targeted, and that is the inexperience from Ryan Mason. You know, your father, Sonny. It's an experience from him because
I don't know that guy. I don't know him.
Just for the record, Sonny's father is not Ryan Mason. No, but they should have targeted him. They should have said, Kane, play up on him. Why were they so deep? An experienced manager would have said, push up. It's not even a Saturday league, Sunday league team would say, push up, you know? And the more City get jabbing, it was always going to happen. They were going to wear you down. But I was thinking,
always going to happen that. Like, it's just what minute.
Tottenham never helped themselves, in my opinion. Because you see a defender, you should have got Mora to run at him, get the foul. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? We saw Fernandinho foul him because someone else had already been booked. Laporte had been booked. So, like, get at him.
I know why you remember that, Bobz. I know why you remember Fernandinho fouling someone, yeah.
Show me the money, son. Show me the money. But always, mate, 6-1. It was always a good bet, mate. 6-1, always a good bet to get booked. But yeah, so let's analyze the game, okay? We've talked about our opinions on the game. At what point did you both think they're not going to win this? And let's not say before it kicked off there was going to, but at what point did you think Tottenham are not serious?
To be fair, when they say, I was a bit in my head where I was thinking something with Kane could just happen in like the 90th minute or something. But as soon as City scored, no way are Tottenham getting a goal. I'm sorry.
I was thinking throughout the day, I kept thinking this is just set up for. It'd be typical Spurs to sack a serial winner and to just win a final or something, because especially after that first half, right?
Yeah,
all that possession, all that dominance, all those chances City had, and they didn't make use of it. The fact that Laporte was on a yellow card. For me, the script was written that second half, maybe Laporte gets sent off or he gives away a penalty and Spurs nick it 1-0. It was set up for that to happen. The fact, like, even Spurs' counter-attacks that they were having, like, there's nothing wrong with sitting back, right? Because, like, I've watched Mourinho for Chelsea, so I can't even complain. There's nothing wrong with sitting back, sitting deep, defending for your lives in the final. Chelsea did it when we played in the Champions League final. But the way they tried to counter, the way they were counter-attacking, there was no patterns, there was no coordination, there was no tactics involved.
Exactly.
It was just freestyle. It was just fun. And again, if Spurs fans are happy doing that, that is actually perfectly fine. Because
it's like Burnley in the cup final.
We support big clubs. We don't have a right to say how other fans should support their clubs. But then they don't have. It's quite insulting for Spurs fans to say that they're a big club and they want the likes of Nagelsmann when they are allowing their board to act like this. The fact of, like, I kept mentioning and saying, even if you sack Mourinho, that's fine. But what happens going forward? Do you trust your board to bring in the right manager or to even back him appropriately? And the responses I kept getting were, it doesn't matter, just get him out of my club.
Yeah,
so he's gone now.
You know what? He's gone now, and it's still the same result. So what's going on? And like, do you know what? I said this about Jose and Tottenham. I said Tottenham players aren't good enough. And people were like, oh, you've got an agenda. I was like, no, I don't have an agenda. If you know me personally, you know I like to talk about football, and they're not good enough. I've said the same about Sonny. Sonny agrees with me about Liverpool when I say some of the players aren't good enough. But at least there's a system there. And Jose had a system, but the players weren't good enough to play it. Like, look, we can say Jose is washed. We can say he's a dinosaur. Yet he still boasts so much trophies. I think is he not the joint second top guy with trophies to his name or something like that? With
Yeah,
like
he
25?
was near that anyway, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
but did he see the thing in the cup final? The display that
Ryan
Sky
Mason,
Sports
yeah.
put with Ryan Mason compared to Pep, and it was like 600 odd games played to Ryan Mason, just 2 games. Like, why are you doing that to him,
Yeah,
man?
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Listen, this result is Ryan Mason. I can't even blame him for the result. I blame Spurs fans.
No,
do you know-
Prime, stop.
yeah.
Sorry.
I think you can't. Again, we can't keep saying fans play a big part in football, but we don't take responsibility for what we do as fans. I think Spurs fans hold the blame in this result.
Yeah, they do because they pressured. It was obviously they were pressuring the sacking of him, and they were happy he went. I saw people celebrating. You know, people were crying, tears of joy. You know, people were doing loads of streaming stuff. Which is
Jose
cool.
wasn't under enough. Jose wasn't under enough pressure to be sacked.
Bro,
He wasn't.
I personally think
up until the point when he got sacked, he's in a cup final and he's 5 points away from top 4. And again, that's not me even saying he shouldn't be sacked. He should have been sacked.
And people were saying they weren't going to get top 4. Hindsight's a good
the
thing.
thing is,
but
fans,
you don't
right?
know.
Take your bias away because what you should be focusing on is getting the best for your club. I didn't want Lampard, but in the summer, I was one of the only people backing when he bought Ben Chilwell and the fact that he wanted Declan Rice. Because if this is the manager
as well, man.
If this is the manager that I wanted Kepa gone because Lampard wanted Jan Oblak. And I wanted that as well. So the thing is, regardless of your own bias, you should want, if this is who your board wants as the manager, they should back him. Similar with United with Ollie. You don't want him and that's fine. You don't think he's good enough, that's fine. But get on the neck of your board because your board should be backing him because that's who they brought in.
Really quick as well.
Same with FSG and Klopp. Back him because that's who the board wants.
Really quick, Harry Kane can do one as well. If he didn't turn up in that cup final again, so he can do one. I'm sorry.
I think
he didn't.
What service do you have?
That's a good segue.
What service has he had all season, Prime?
He's had service. He's the top
segue.
When he's playing well, he doesn't even need service. He's meant to be that good. He is that good, but in a cup final, once again, he doesn't do it.
Do you know?
That's a good segue. It's a good segue, and I'm glad I've got you both here, right? Harry Kane, yet another big game, cup final, doesn't deliver. Champions League final, I'm going to give him a bit of leeway because he obviously wasn't fit. He didn't look fit at all. But this one, he played. The Champions League one, he wasn't fit at all.
This one, he didn't look fit in this game. He didn't look ready.
Whose fault is that, Prime?
And yet he still played. That's not his fault.
But he obviously wanted to play.
Okay,
yeah, well, obviously you want to play.
Let's get some structure.
Well, whose fault is it?
Sonny, you go first, okay?
Okay.
Harry Kane didn't deliver. Why?
I can't tell you why, because Prime, obviously, it's a good point saying he gets no service. But for me, even when he scores goals and assists, half the time he's not even getting service. Like, he's either creating it or just doing something magic. He's been that good this season. So when it comes to a cup final, I'm just thinking that if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be pissed off because you can do this all season, get your numbers up, rise your price up. But in a cup final, when it matters for the actual team, nothing happens.
Okay, Prime, come in.
A normal everyday league match, or even in other stages of knockout competitions, it's different from playing in a final. How a final is set up, it's so tense, it's so tight. You need your whole team to step up and perform. He had no service.
Tottenham haven't done that this season at all.
But you can't. Tottenham have played well this season.
No, of course they played well sometimes, but Harry Kane's been the one who's usually.
This is my point. They were top of the league at one point.
Exactly. Harry Kane has been one of the best players in the world this season. But because
course
Spurs
he
have
has.
also been playing well in a final, you need your team to step up. You need your team to perform. You need to get over that line. Spurs don't have the mentality as a club to do that. Their players don't have that mentality to do that.
Okay, so
what
put
do
it this way:
what
the
do you
Harry
expect
Kane.
Kane to
No,
do
no,
by
no, no, no,
himself?
no. Prime. You're saying Tottenham don't have the mentality. Who does Harry Kane play for?
But Kane does. When Kane
What's
plays the way he
Kane
plays,
done to prove he has that mentality?
when Kane plays the way he plays, when he starts dropping in deep to collect the ball,
What? Say again?
do you not expect the lights to come off of him and make runs centrally? He doesn't do that. They didn't do that in the final.
No, but Prime, literally everything that Harry Kane's done for Tottenham, for Tottenham's sake, might as well be nothing. Because if they take him away, they wouldn't be as bad to get relegated, but they'd never be as good to win something because they're not winning anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, that comment, players like Neymar, for example, Neymar in the Champions League final last season didn't do anything. Neymar in the last stage of the Champions League knockouts, people say he balled out, but yet PSG didn't score. PSG didn't do anything to score. So
Can I reply really quickly just to one thing Prime said about Harry Kane getting no service? Kane has literally been the service this season. Like, he's the one who's meant to be giving out service.
It's in a cup final. In a final, you need.
Of course, that's why he's bottled it, because it's a cup final.
It's not him, but it's not just him.
Okay, let's try and elaborate on what Prime is trying to say here, right? It's not just him. Okay, now, yes, Harry Kane is supposed to be their Moses leading the Tottenham, the Spurs to the greater land and stuff. Okay, however, Moses also had help from the Hebrews. He had help from his people. Now, flip it up to Harry Kane. Who's helping Harry Kane?
I can't back this. I can't say 8 people.
I'm not backing it. I'm like, let's have the conversation.
Look at it like this, yeah. Look at it like 8 people, a gang of 8, yeah, go rob a bank, and then only one of them get arrested. And he's like, well, it wasn't just me. What about those 7 people? They robbed the bank as well. That's what Harry Kane's in.
But then okay. I asked this question. Yes, he's a match winner, big game player. But what about Son? And Ndombele never played. I don't understand that. We've not even touched on that.
Son is supposed to be world class. Like I've said, Son is world class because I rate him. But he's supposed to turn up in that final. He was the worst player. In Ndombele, even though he didn't start, Ndombele didn't start fine. Bale came on, had no impact. Spurs fans rave about Lucas Moura getting a hat trick in a Champions League semi-final. Had no impact.
So let answer the question then. What happened to the rest of the team? Prime, you there?
Prime. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm asking. So let's look at Moura, Son.
Yeah.
Do you think? Let's get away from the word bottled it. Okay. Let's ask the question: are they just not good enough? Because I think any game against Man City, you're not going to have possession. I've said this before. We know how they play. They're going to keep jabbing, pushing the ball side to side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However, even when Spurs went forward, were any of you thinking they're going to score? No disrespect.
But they've beat City this season. They've beat City this season with those players on the pitch.
Under who?
No,
it was Jose, but you're saying that the player is good enough. That's what I'm saying. I think they are good enough.
There was no. Sorry, but like, even with the players play bad, but forget league games, forget other stages of a knockout competition. In a final, whether it's a Champions League final or the final of a Milky Way Cup or wherever it is, you need, as long as you need your players to turn up, you also be smart tactically and know what he's doing.
Yeah, but Prime, can I say something?
That's why it didn't make sense sacking him a week before a final, and also it doesn't make sense sacking him when you don't have a replacement either.
When you were backing Harry Kane, I don't want to go back to you. I'm just talking about the team as well. When you're saying that, but it's a cup final. The only difference in a cup final compared to a league game is the mentality. That's all it is.
Yes.
Okay,
and also the pressure, the pressure,
exactly. So
the atmosphere, the opposition that you're playing, and
so mentality, pretty much, yeah.
Yes, but you can't.
He's got you there.
But you can't.
Shaky, but he's got you there.
You can't. If I don't know, if Liverpool were in the Champions League final this season and they lost, am I going to say, well, Salah, he has no mentality. He's not a good player.
No,
I
No,
can't
because
say that, can I?
he's turned up in the one the year before.
Yes, but he didn't turn up this time. I can't. But
Yeah,
I
but
can't.
that's completely different.
I
Because
cannot
Harry
just
Kane's
blame
never done
him.
this.
But I can't just blame him. You can't just blame
I think it's a tough one, isn't it? Because
Kane.
I hear both arguments. I do hear both arguments. Okay, and we make so much noise for Harry Kane. I think there's a bit of bias in the media because he is English. There was a comment there about Drogba.
Yeah.
Drogba always turned up in cup finals. Okay, we can talk about the Champions League one. We can go back and forth for that, but historically, it does. I honestly think Kane looks behind him and think we're not going to do it. I honestly think, and Kane's not because like Costa and Drogba, where if they were up for it, you knew the centre backs were going to get bullied and stuff. That's not Kane's way of playing. But I just think the team selection, we've not talked about that. Harry Winks.
Oh yeah.
What? And Dombele, what? Sissoko and Bale are coming on. And what? Like, Jesus Lord of Nazareth. Like, what is going on in Ryan Mason's head? And you play, I don't care, right? What formation, whatever. You play your best players. Did he play his best players that were available to him? I don't think so.
No.
Why is your cup final, and how much did they pay for him? 60 plus million? Was it 60 plus?
Who? In Ndombele?
Yeah.
I think it's about 50.
Okay, whatever.
But it's still,
big signing, right? And he never got on. What's going on?
It was Ryan Mason at the end of the day. I know that obviously Jose would have probably put out a better team because when Jose was there, Harry Winks didn't even get in the squad. He wasn't even on the team bus. But with Ryan Mason, I don't know what it is with Harry Winks and Ryan Mason, whether there's something little going on there, but he obviously likes
probably
it.
Group chats or something, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly,
get to each other or something. But okay, so is the reason they lost Ryan Mason's fault? And the reason I'm asking this, if a manager picks the wrong team and they get beat, do we not blame the manager?
Yes, but the fact that he has no manager experience. Yeah, at least Lampard had a year in the Championship. Arteta was assistant to Guardiola for 3 seasons. Ryan Mason had no first team experience managing. So do you blame him? Yes.
Very quickly. Kane's 3 games versus City this season, 1 assist, 1 shot on target. Sorry, carry on, Prime.
But Lampard, he had a year in the Championship before coming to Chelsea. Mm-hmm. Arteta had, is it 3 seasons or something under Pep before going to... So at least it's first team experience. Not a lot. It's not great, but it's experience.
Something, right?
Mason wasn't even part of Mourinho's backroom staff.
There you go.
So giving him the... If you don't have managers lined up to get Mourinho or after Mourinho, that's fine. Give it to Ledley King or someone else that was part of the backroom staff. Give it to Mason, part of the under-18s, and telling him to go into a cup final expecting to do what against Man City? They might as well have just forfeited the game.
So are we blaming him then? Yes or no?
Yes,
yeah, but we're only
blaming
him because at the same time, you have no choice. You have to put the blame on the players because they played.
But wait, Sonny, I loved you said that, right? Because let's not say majority, but some fans that were blaming Jose for the way they played football. Now, does that energy get kept the same? Because I've seen people saying he's only had 2 games, he's only had a few days, but he picked the team. On what evidence do you pick Harry Winks Harry Winks that's not even kicked a ball?
What's he actually done to get in that team? I don't even know.
Like, what's going on? For a cup final, he's tried to probably go back to the old way of play football. I feel sorry for Højbjerg. I feel sorry for Kane slightly. And then I think to myself, when I see Sissoko coming on, okay, yes, he'll probably provide energy. but no one was going forward with him. So the reason why I'm asking it's Ryan's fault and Ryan Mason's fault is because Prime said yes, it was. I never saw a lot of people say Ryan Mason got the team wrong. I was seeing the players get attacked, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. When Jose was here, no one wanted to hear this. The players weren't good enough, blah, blah, blah.
And could you imagine if Jose picked Harry Winks and they lost? He wouldn't make it out alive, man.
And I remember when he played attacking football. Remember when they played attacking football? Was it Everton? They got beat 5-4, or was it 4-4?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing him and like, this is the attacking football. I'd rather play attacking football and get beat. But I'm thinking, you obviously don't know Jose. Jose would rather win 1-0.
Yeah.
Clean sheet. Listen, anyway, we've been
talking about hold on. I don't know if you guys did this, because I think Eric Dyer playing centre back. It's just not a player Spurs not saying they shouldn't be playing at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, but
So why is he playing centre back then?
Not good enough to
play. Why was he playing? Why is it okay for him to play centre back under Mason, but it's not for Mourinho? And again, it's not even a thing that he's inexperienced.
No, but that's what we're saying.
If the average fan can say Dyer is not good enough, then can't Mason see it as well?
Guys, YGJs, what is the Hotspur way? Because personally, I mean, I remember Harry Redknapp played nice attacking football, won no trophies. Juande Ramos was the last manager to what's it called? To win a trophy. 2008, may I just add? Who have they had since then? Flipping heck. Who's been the Tottenham manager since then? Poch, obviously. Poch for 5 years. Still no trophies at all.
Yeah,
but
it must be.
I don't know what is the Hotspur way
apart from winning.
The Spurs, Tottenham. I mean, they're to theirs to do. So the playing attractive football and the perception of they're challenging is why they love Poch so much, even though ultimately he failed. Because getting into top 4, he was in 2 cup finals, right? That perception that he's challenging, playing attractive football, they're okay with doing that. And again, that is fine. Overachieving is fine.
Yes.
But if you're a big club, and say if you're Chelsea or United or Arsenal or whatever, and you're translating that into a big club, Spurs Poch has failed. So this whole thing of saying that, and the thing is they love Poch so much that, again, which is fine because they do need to rebuild that team or rebuild the squad. But saying they don't want you don't want Mourinho because he's finished, and again, fine, he is. They don't want Allegri. They don't want Ancelotti. They would rather go for Potter or Eddie Howe or the likes of. They're saying they don't want the likes of Nuno because they want to replicate what Poch did by building with a young manager. And again, if you want to do that, that is fine. You just want to continue overachieving and you enjoy doing that, that is fine.
No, but the thing is, they can't even get like a top manager anymore because the likes of Nagelsmann, like, he's came out and he's rejected them.
But no one was going to get Nagelsmann by Bayern Munich.
I think. Look. I think Jose is going to be the only top manager they get at the end of the day. I don't care what anyone says, and I think Prime, you're right. To dare is to do right. I get that, but then you did dare with Jose, and you didn't do anything. Because you sacked him, and with Ryan Mason, with all due respect to Ryan Mason, he's probably going to go on and do brilliant. For him to be overlooked, maybe there was club badges. I don't know the ins and outs why Ledley wasn't given it, but I'm trying to put myself in Harry Kane and Son's shoes, thinking you just got rid of Jose, the only person who probably could have helped us right now. And I see Ryan Mason coming. And Dombele, your probably most creative player, isn't on the pitch. Like, it screams inexperience. It screams Tottenham. And it's a shame because, I know, like you all do, we know some nice people, great people that support Tottenham. And it's like, what's going on? And I'm glad you both said what you said because for me, no one blamed Mason for that cup final, like all the players. Are these not the same players Jose was saying to you that are not good enough? He wants
And
to
the
play a certain
exact
way. He
same.
needed this player. He needed this. There's a reason why when a manager comes in, he does an assessment of the team he has, and then he says, "I need to get this player to play this certain way." He done it at Man United. Man United. He wanted Harry Maguire. Man United didn't get him. A year later, we got Harry Maguire. So
Yeah.
I've titled this thing "Justice for Jose" because I personally think that he's probably laughing now. You
Yeah.
know,
Probably.
literally. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's laughing. Just want a quick wrap on this Hall of Famer. There's a cry out. I think it was Mark Goldbridge. I don't know him personally. Said he would have had a list of Man United players before
Ahead of
Alan
Shearer.
Shearer.
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
And I just think to myself, it's a bit of a brazy thing to say because Alan Shearer's the all-time Premier League goal scorer.
It's not like he hasn't won it.
Yeah, and he's won it. Yeah, he's won the Premier League.
Yeah.
And also, Thierry is the best ever player to ever play in the Premier League.
But then
I'll
United
happily
fans
say
would
that.
argue Ronaldo.
We could say Ronaldo, however,
No, because he didn't really do that in the Prem. Like, he done it in the Prem, but he didn't do
he
better
done
than
it for
them
a
in the
couple of
Prem.
years. He got that 40-goal season.
Yeah,
But
that's
Thierry Henry was just excellent. Listen, all rivalries aside, Thierry Henry was just beautiful. Was just a great, beautiful footballer. He'd score. You knew when he cut on his right. You knew it was either going top corner or bottom corner, banging it in. And the celebrations and like he was arrogant,
mentality
but he was
as well.
classy. Yeah, like so for me, he was the best ever player. I think Thierry Henry's easily, and I'll happy argue with anyone, the best player that will ever play in the Premier League, hands down. So I don't see why there's an uproar. I just don't know why we're going down this route. Very quickly before we wrap up, guys. Sonny, what's your thoughts on it?
What
Hall
Mark
of
said?
Fame. Hall of Fame. Like, why are we doing it? And the uproar that Shearer was there.
To be honest, it's probably just to make money why it's happening. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it probably is just for a bit more money, but it's cool. I guess it's cool. I don't even know how many players that they're adding in. I know they're adding a few more, but I think it's cool as it is. Henry and Shearer, I haven't really got a problem with that. I certainly wouldn't put the players that Mark named above him. So,
yeah, so do you know what, D'Angelo? I'm glad you said this. Look, Shearer ain't no Hall of Famer. You can have all the statistics, but winning multiple trophies and being known the most talented in all of Europe gives you.
you might as well put the whole team in then. Like, I don't. You need to look at individual.
Yeah, because I was thinking, is it not individually we're looking at what he can do? Or
It's not Hall of Fame for teams, you know. Like Prime says, it's the whole team, not just a player.
But it's
he's got the goal scoring record, and he has won the Premier League.
I think it's because, again, it's probably for the first two anyway. It's because they're the easiest to put in. You can't argue against Shearer because he is the Premier League leading goal scorer, and he has won a Premier League.
Yeah,
you cannot argue against you can't argue against Thierry Henry either. Well, maybe with Ronaldo, but Ronaldo doesn't have the longevity to back that up.
Yeah, but I think the thing about Ronaldo, though,
those are two. When you start debating between, do you put in Rooney or does Lampard get in, or do you give it to Ferdinand or Scholes or?
Yeah. I mean, look. Do you know what? Like, if they, I think I don't know the actual format, but I just think to myself that, okay, like, how are you going to do this? Because there's so many players that you can say, yeah, like Ryan Giggs, pick up JB, Ryan Giggs. You know, there's an argument Ryan Giggs should have been there before Alan Shearer because individually he's done it for 20 plus years.
I think Ryan Giggs is done now. I think he's done
with his case and stuff.
No, but look, because do you know what? We've got to keep the same energy because John Terry should have been done for being racist, but it wasn't. So to be honest, F all of that, because when it comes to football, he still goes up there. As a person, different conversation, obviously. But he's going to get there. We all know Giggs should have been there. He probably would, because of obviously what you guys say, I get that. But for Prime, what's your thoughts on it before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with those two being in. Fine. I just want to know. Oh, he's pagan. I don't. I just want to know what is the criteria, because for me, when I talk about Premier League greats and the best to pay in the Premier League,
Yep.
if you haven't won a Premier League, you don't get in. So, for example, I love Juan Mata for Chelsea. I think he's one of. I think he is one of the best to play in the Prem, but he hasn't won a Premier League, so he wouldn't get in. Kane, if he doesn't win a Premier League,
Did Mata not win it under Chelsea? No.
No. He left before we.
Are you
won
serious?
it again. Yeah.
Well, he won the Europa League and the Champions League, didn't he?
Yes, but
Yeah.
again,
It's not
it's
the Premier League,
Premier
though.
League. So
Yeah.
Kane, even though he will break the goal scoring record, or he more than likely will break the goal scoring record, if he doesn't win a Premier League doing that, he can't get in. Gerrard, again, Liverpool fans think it's a bias, but because he hasn't won one.
But then they go that. But then if it's a Premier League thing, technically Stevie G shouldn't get into it.
Yeah, no, if they put him in, the amount of backlash they would get, I'm sorry, they would lose money. You can't put him near it. I argue for Gerrard as a player, but not as a Premier League career.
Yeah, because I was going to say that's the whole thing. But listen, on that note, guys, we're going to wrap up. Everyone, thank you so much for kicking it with us. Really appreciated. I am Bitz and Bobz, LFC Sonny, man. Tell them where they can find you, subscribe to you, bro.
LFC Sonny, Twitter, Instagram, and the Liverpool Addiction on YouTube.
And little bro, tell them where they can find you.
Yes, people. I'm on the Football Terrace, and you can just follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and just any little thing that I'm on that I'm doing. Today is I just did, actually, before I came on here, I just did a preview on Slen Talk's channel about the Champions League and stuff like that coming up tomorrow. You can catch me on LFC TV, even my own channel sometimes if I'm using it. So yeah, just follow me on socials and you'll see anything I'm doing.
And you can also find Sonny on Copy Mechanism Thursday evening on this channel, and you can also find Prime on Corn on Cobham Tuesday evenings. He will be there tomorrow, hopefully.
No, I will. Send me the link.
Yeah. Before your big game. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, it is tomorrow, right?
Yes. We'll be playing in. I think we're playing in Spain.
All right.
It's against but I don't know if there's.
I'd love it if Hazard scored against you.
The little training room, bloody stadium.
Yeah, you know all about that. Sorry, I've not even mentioned the Man United game, but I'm sure we'll come across that on either Thursday or whenever we decide to do a preview this week. But I think it'll be interesting. But yes, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. These are my bros. Very grateful for both of them. Good night. Have a good week, guys. Stay blessed.
Bless.